De la right, my MVVs, welcome.
Ooni Of Ife is alleged to have sent men to Lagos to speak to Dr. Elizabeth and, the family to get her back into the palace of the Ooni of Ife. Report reaching us right now is that Dr. Elizabeth is back from Switzerland, and instead of going back to the palace of the Ooni of Ife, she decided to go to Lagos to stay in her parents' house because she's been very, very upset over some of the decisions that are being made in the palace of the Ooni of Ife. We do know that Dr. Elizabeth is from a very wealthy family in Magodo in Lagos, and Dr. Elizabeth is into IT, and she has got up to 14 apps all to her name that people are paying for. She's very wealthy. And we also know that she is very humble when it comes to this issue concerning the Ooni of Ife and Queen Naomi. She's been very, very supportive towards the plight of Ooni of Ife and Queen Naomi, and Ooni does not play with Dr. Elizabeth. They say shortly after Olori Toby gave birth, Dr. Elizabeth had been sent to go and see Toby in Ikoyi yet again with Olori Mariam after the Alake of Igbaland spoke. And once they finished from Lagos, Mariam went her way the same day. Dr. Elizabeth stayed for 2 days and left. When she left, she went to Switzerland to do her medical checkup. She's been having something that has to do with this stuff in the neck, okay? Goiter, okay? She was supposed to do a surgery in Germany. Reverend Esther Ajay said that it was no time for her to do the surgery, so she had to leave the surgery issue. And now she went to Switzerland to do her checkup. But when she came back from Switzerland, they said while Ooni of Ife was busy waiting for Dr. Elizabeth in Lagos, in Ile-Ife, Dr. Elizabeth went to Lagos, and she has been in Lagos, and she has refused to return back to the palace. They said the reason why she's refusing to return back to the palace is because a lot of things are happening in the palace that are not supposed to be happening, that Ooni is not standing up and taking action the way he is supposed to take action. They said Dr. Elizabeth cried on one of those occasions, say if she had known that things were going to be like that, she wouldn't have even agreed to get married in the first place. That allegedly, it is rumored that there are a lot of spiritual attacks in the palace, especially herself. She's been going through a lot of spiritual attacks. That being with the Ooni of Ife, one would have thought that Ooni of Ife will be there to protect them, but it's almost as if they are using manipulative means. So, most times when Ooni of Ife is supposed to stand up and make a decision, he would not. He would just be there looking at them, and they will be doing whatever it is that they want to do. And that is one thing that has been eating Dr. Elizabeth up in the palace. Now, one of the major problems Dr. Elizabeth encountered in the palace is decisions that has to do with Queen Naomi and Tadenikawo. That a lot of things have gone wrong that Ooni is supposed to take action, but Ooni will not take action because of the fact that Ooni fears what will happen to his own image with these women. That Dr. Elizabeth is basically saying that for the kind of love and affection that he shares with Queen Naomi, if Queen Naomi's case will be like this, what will her, Dr. Elizabeth's case, be like? Now, she does not want to put herself deep into all of these things, knowing where she stands as a woman. That she is tired of going back and forth with all these women, trying so hard to undo each other right there in the palace. That she is completely exhausted. That she's going to return back to the palace when Ooni is ready to stand up and take action. And one of those actions that she said, they said she had recommended at the time was that the Ooni of Ife should go ahead and dissolve the Council of Chiefs. And it took Ooni of Ife up to 5 months after that recommendation was made. And the recommendation was not just made by Dr. Elizabeth, it was made by Ooni of Ife's father and a lot of elders who had told Ooni of Ife to dissolve the Council of Chiefs because the major confusion was coming from them allegedly. And so when Ooni of Ife would not heed that advice, things kept going worse and worse. It got to a point where they say Queen Naomi will go and perform rituals. The thing got to Dr. Elizabeth. So when she left, she did not return back to the palace. And that has been the problem. And it said that Dr. Elizabeth has been very angry, and that's why she went to stay in her parents' place in Magodo. Ooni of Ife is said to have sent men to go and beg for her to return back into the palace of the Ooni of Ife. I'm going to bring you more update. I appreciate you so much. Thank you.